Hi friends! Oh my gosh, I was gonna have like an ambitious batch filming day, but we're running a little behind. It is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's if you're celebrating. If you're not, happy Tuesday. I had an eventful start to the day. I was making coffee in my favorite coffee mug. It's this giant coffee mug. It's the fuel I need to get through. And it slipped out of my hands. Like, as I was putting it in the microwave, it slipped out of my hands and it just like broke. I think it like hit the stove and then it broke on the floor or something. But my favorite mug is no more. There was coffee everywhere. My little 1-year-old was playing on the ground kind of behind me. So the glass, since it was a mug, it was like more of like a ceramic. It wasn't like a water glass or like a wine glass, so there wasn't like shards. But I was drenching coffee, she was drenching coffee, every surface was drenching coffee, like our stove, our microwave. My poor husband was like about to get in the shower and he's like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "I think you better come out here," because I'm like trying to not freak Freya out and not freak out myself. And anyway, basically the better part of today was spent holding her and trying to get her changed and not freak her out while my husband like mopped up all the mess. So yeah, it was quite the gift that I gave him this morning with that whole mess of a situation. But I have been having such a good mail week, so if you guys didn't check it out, yesterday's video was Glamlite and Chucky. That collection is out now, so I don't know if it's like sold out already or whatever, but definitely check that video out if you haven't already. And then the Oden's Eye collection launches today. I'm filming this and I'm going to edit this and post this video all in the same day, so hopefully all these updates are still going to be relevant at the time you're watching this. But I also got my Beaute palette. So as you can tell from the title, we're going to be doing testing new makeup. So if you guys are interested in hearing some of my thoughts on some of the new things I picked up, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I've always kind of tested new makeup on my channel, but I decided to kind of like turn it into a series, create a playlist so that you guys can find things easily. So I've already done 6 episodes, which is so wild to think about. And today is episode 7, and I actually have enough stuff to do episode 8, so I'm definitely going to be doing that sometime this week. Let me show you really quick what I'm going to be testing out today. And also, please don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified every time I post. And yeah, that's all the announcements, so let's get into it. Okay, so like I mentioned, I did get the Beaute palette. I love picking these up because Beaute is affordable. They are an overseas retailer that have their own line. So basically this is Beaute's version of like Sephora's Sephora collection. So I'm so pumped to have this. It's such a pretty palette. I did film swatches, so I'll throw them up for you guys to check out because honestly, this is giving me like chaotic energy. When I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know about this palette. But as you can see, it does have quite a few color stories. So you can do like a minty vibe. You can also do a blue look, a purple look, a bunch of pinks. This row right here is going to be where the neutral girlies like thrive because it's a beautiful matte, like mauve shade. There's a beautiful orangey tone, a dark brown, a dark red. If you want to amp it up, there's this beautiful pink shade called Cupid. But yeah, there's actually a lot of potential here. I feel like this is kind of like the Tan Girl pastel palette because it does have a lot of depth to it. A lot of the times I feel like I struggle with pastels because it's a bunch of pastel colors and there's not any like deep shades for me. So I'm very, very excited about the potential of this palette. There's also a white shade, which is perfect because you can kind of mix and match things. So yeah, I kind of have an idea of the direction I want to go in with this palette. I feel like this shirt is like a huge hint. So yeah, this is the eyeshadow palette we're going to be trying out today. And then I went to Walmart the other day and I picked up a bunch of drugstore makeup. I also tried a new shade of Juvia's Place foundation. So I had KARENHARRIS and I had something else, which that tube felt like it was a little bit low. Either which way, I ended up picking up Bombay because I want to try this shade because it doesn't look as warm as the shade. I bought another shade after KARENHARRIS that I can't remember. So I'm curious to see what this is going to look like on my skin tone. And then I bought more things than I'm going to be able to test out in this video, but I'm just going to show you guys. I think I'm going to split some of this up, but I finally got the Milani liquid highlighter and liquid contour. These were available at Walmart. I know they launched on the Milani website and then they came to Ulta and stuff, but I don't know. I try really hard not to buy a ton of drugstore makeup because even though it's like more affordable than Sephora brands, what ends up happening is you're like, oh, it's just like $10 and then like $5 here, but that stuff adds up so quick. So anyway, I waited forever, but I finally got the shade Toffee in the contour and the shade Lunar in the highlighter. So very, very curious about these two, but these items have been around for a while, so I don't know if we're going to focus on those because I also picked up these, which I'm so curious about. So I saw a liquid blush and a bronzer from Hard Candy. So these are the face blush offs, and we have the luminizing gel bronzer. It says it's hydrating, brightening, and buildable. So I have the shade Sweet Tea, and look at this. It looks like a little lip gloss. It's so odd. And I don't know, I thought since it said luminizing, it meant like a shimmer or like a metallic, because in the packaging, like, is that not like very deceiving? Because it looks like it's almost a metallic, but it just looks like a bronzer. So I could have probably gone a little darker, but I wasn't sure. And then of course I saw this beautiful corally blush called Sparks Fly. So I did end up grabbing those two because I was curious. And then I have already used this in a testing new makeup. This is the Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is swiftly becoming a favorite. I do wish the shade was a little bit darker, but I love using this as my first bronzer because it gives me like such a luminous glow. And then I just put a powder bronzer on top just to give me more definition. But oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. There's just something about it. It gives such a beautiful sheen. So highly recommend checking out Testing New Makeup episode 6, I think, is when I tried this one out. And then I also picked this up because I was so curious. This is the Butter Glow Press Powder, Murmura Butter Press Powder. But I feel like this looks like a blush. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to test this in this video or a separate video, but there's a translucent one and then there was this one. And I don't really need a translucent powder. Okay, it's like really stuck in there, I guess. So I decided to go for this shade. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to like break the packaging. Jeepers. Okay, here's what it looks like out of the box. It's so pretty. And go ahead and open it up. So it looks like that. Oh, it smells like the butter bronzer. So I can't imagine this is a powder. It definitely looks like a glowy blush to me. Like a really pretty like berry, or it could be like a pretty highlighter too if you're deeper skin tone, but maybe you can see that there. So I did grab that, and then I also bought these ones from, this is from Uma by Sharon C, which is their like more affordable brand. So I saw these because they kind of reminded me of like Tower 28. So we have the Flawless In Real Life blush in the shade Obsessed and the Flawless In Real Life bronzer in the shade Shady, and these say they're made in Italy, which I don't feel like a lot of drugstore brands are made in Italy, so I'm definitely curious to see what the quality of those are like. So yeah, we have a lot of things to test out. Like I said, I might not get to these all today, but that's okay because we can do Testing New Makeup episode 8, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'll probably film that sometime this week too. Okay, so I've swatched everything, told you guys what we're gonna try. So now let's go ahead and actually try it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with foundation. I always like to do my foundation before I do my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna put some of this on, and I really like this Juvia's Place Foundation, I will say it does have a sweet scent to it, like I think it's a watermelon, like an artificial watermelon fragrance, but it does go away, just so you guys know. The shade off the bat is very yellow, but I'm hoping it'll maybe dry down, and I swear I always pick the shades apart. And then when I watch the footage back, I'm like, actually, that looks fine. Like, I don't know if it's me sometimes being dramatic or if it's just like a bad match, but I will definitely wear this around all day today, so I will keep you guys posted. But yeah, I'm just kind of like blending that on. So this is the side without and this is the side with. So this foundation is the I Am Magic Natural Radiance Foundation, and I will say that it is a very nice, like, long wearing foundation. It's not overly dewy, which is so nice. I will say my current favorite foundation is the KVD Good Apple foundation. This one is so good. It is like a full coverage, but it doesn't feel cakey, but it looks flawless and it lasts really nicely on the skin, which is great for me as a YouTuber. So yeah, I love that about the foundation. And this one I think is described as a flawlessly radiant and luminous complexion foundation, both lightweight and long wearing. This weightless water resistant formula is made with acerola cherries and rich in vitamins A and C. This formula comes in a variety of shades with a buildable medium coverage that will leave the skin hydrated with a natural glow. Yeah, those are all of my favorite things. So I'm very excited. I think I did like 2 pumps and I'm gonna be able to cover up my face, I think. But yeah, it definitely looks really radiant right now, but it stays put because I have tried this foundation before. I'm just testing out another shade because I'm like constantly wondering if I have the right shade or not when it comes to foundations. It's a struggle, y'all. It is a struggle being a woman of color trying to figure out their foundation shade. But honestly, I will say brands have come a long way. I can't just like say that and not give makeup brands some credit. So yeah, I think this looks really nice. We'll see. We'll go outside. We'll check it out. I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, it's a really pretty foundation. It's definitely more glowy than the KVD foundation, but that is not a problem for me at all. I don't have a new concealer to try out, so I'm just going to go ahead and use something that I have. Okay, I haven't used my Huda Beauty concealer in a while, so let's go ahead and try that out today. I swear, like, I forget sometimes, like, I haven't used something in a while. I'm like, do I like that? What do I like about it? I need to, like, make notes. Sometimes I swear my brain is just... You know that TikTok that's like wiggly boogly blue blue, and it's like trying to have a conversation after having kids, like trying to have a conversation with an adult after having kids. That's how I feel. Like, I sometimes feel like I've gotten stupider somehow. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I really like this Real Techniques brush. It, like, I think it went viral on TikTok or something. I don't know. I really like the Real Techniques brushes because they're so affordable. And I think this one's like $6.99 or $7 or something like that. So if you've been wondering about it, I will link it. I think I have it linked in my Amazon store as well. And I've mentioned it before. I know a lot of you guys have said that it's always sold out. So if I can find it in stock, highly recommend you guys checking this out. But yeah, that's pretty much foundation and concealer. So now, before I set my face, I want to try out some of these cream products. So I'm really curious about this bronzer. So let's go ahead and put this on my face. I'm just gonna do that. Let's see. And then I just have this BK Beauty brush that I've been using for bronzer. I think I could have gone with a darker shade. I kind of love that it's like a lipstick applicator kind of like product packaging, because it's kind of easy to place the product. But yeah, did I just buy another liquid bronzer that's too light for me? I did, I think. I did, but in my defense, like, look at this packaging. Like, I was scared to buy that because I was like, it's gonna be so dark. But now I have this. Okay, well, so let's try the Uma one on this side, because then I can just, if it works, then I can use it on both sides and kind of get a more bronzy look on the side that I used that hard candy one. But I can't remember how much the hard candy bronzer was, but if I can link this stuff, I will down below for you guys. I picked it up at Walmart, and I blame Leah Janae because she does these really fun like shop with me videos, and I was totally influenced by her to go looking for this stuff at my local Walmart store, because I love me some Walmart. They have worked so hard and come such a long way with their beauty line. So let me just go ahead and, I think this is a cream. Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. They also had like multiple shades. I think I fluffed up with this color too. I mean, it's subtle, it's there. It definitely feels more like a ColourPop Super Shock than a, I mean, it's like a creamy, powdery formula. It's definitely not a liquid. It also looks a little cool toned compared to this one. Oh my goodness. But I can see it a little bit better. Okay, I guess, you know, I spoke too soon. I guess we're going to have to break out the Milani one too, because this one I wanted to buy in a different shade. I wanted to buy shade 02, but maybe I should have gone with the darker ones for the LA Girl and the Uma one. So let's try the Milani one, because this is a darker shade than I thought I would be, but maybe I'll surprise myself. Does this like lock, or does it just... Okay, so it's kind of like a Charlotte Tilbury dupe. I kind of just want to put it on my hand, on my R. I think I squeezed out too much product, but that's okay. And it's like a tubey thing. Oh my god. Oh, I'm scared. Ooh, okay. Let's see if it blends. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, oh, just got some in my hair. Ooh. That's cool. I really like how that looks. What do you guys think? Have you tried these bronzers at all? I'm curious to know. I love how that BK Beauty brush blends all of the liquid products onto my face. Okay, so we tried like 3 bronzers. I think we're good. I think we're bronzed. So let's go ahead and try this eyeshadow palette out, because I want to decide what blushes to use based on how my makeup turns out. So yeah, let's go ahead and put the Beauty Bay Retro Love palette on my face. So I haven't primed my eyes yet, but since I'm using kind of a pastel-y palette, I want to use a white base. So I just grabbed my NYX SFX paint, and since I have so much bronzer on the top of my hand, I just put some down on the bottom, or on my palm, on the bottom. So I'm just picking that up and I'm pressing that in to my lid, because I want it to be white and not pick up my foundation shade, because that makes it go brown super quick. So I'm trying to just like press. Okay, so that is gonna need a minute to set, so I'm just gonna let that dry down, and I'm gonna do my brows really quick off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, all the brows are looking like cousins, not really like sisters or twins. This one's like hella bold, so just try and like look away, distract yourself. distract yourself. Anyways, okay, I want to do a minty look. That's the plan, like a minty blue. So I'm going to start off with this shade because I'm so curious. It's called Heartbreak Hotel or Heartbreaker Hotel. And I'm just going to pick that up on a blending brush, dust it off, and we're going to start working that into the crease. And I'm trying to think of the last Beauty Bay palette I tried. I tried the Brights 2.0. That palette has an amazing formula. And so I'm excited to see how this one does because this is their first 20 pan color story for the year. And I typically love picking these palettes up and they always do such a fun color story. I also have maybe a dupe that you guys had mentioned because I was talking about this in a new makeup release and I was like, this palette looks like another palette, but I can't remember which one. And one of you guys gave me the answer I was looking for. So I will show you guys that at the end. But that is that first minty shade. I'm definitely glad I put a white base down because it is like hella light. And I'm really building that up because I want it to pop on the crease. So there's that shade. It definitely looks like a spearmint color. Okay, so that's looking very vibrant. Okay, so next I'm going to go into the shade called Blue Suede. And I'm just going to pick it up with the same blending brush. And we're just going to put that also in the crease to complete our minty, delicious crease. One thing I've learned with being tan and working with pastels is using a white base and also trying not to make it something it's not, which like to me pastels, I can't really make them go deep. I can do something to define them by adding a darker colorful matte on the outer corner if I want to. But honestly, I've just been learning to embrace, like when I do like looks like this, just embrace that they're going to be pastel-y. And it works out really well that way instead of me trying to make it into something it's not. Okay, next I want to play with this shade called Magic Moment. It's like a really pretty teal blue shade. And we're just going to use that on the crease as well. But I'm going to try and keep that a little bit lower because I really want those lighter minty shades to pop. And we're just kind of going to put that all over the lid as well as the lower part of the crease. Okay, so that's the vibe I'm going to go with. I really want to put this teal shade on the lid. So let's go ahead and grab a flat brush so we can do that. And I really like the Beauty Bay metallics. So actually I'm going to take a little bit of River Deep too. I'm going to mix those two shades a little bit for the metallic shades. And we're going to give it a nice spray. And we're just going to go right on the lid. Sparkly, sparkly, sparkly. Okay, I really like how this turned out. It's like super simple, but super impactful and punchy. And I really want to blend out the outer corners because that white base is going to drive me bananas. So I'm just grabbing my Charlotte Tilbury powder and I'm going to grab a clean blending brush and I'm just going to blend that white out a little bit so it doesn't look like a stark white on the outer perimeters of this look. Yeah, that makes such a difference, at least in my humble opinion. There we go. Okay, so now I want to put a cream colored liner in the waterline also to get this to pop. And then for the lower lash line, I kind of want to do something a little bit colorful. Let's see here. I'm going to grab a pencil brush and I want to go into this shade called Cupid, which is the hot pink. And I'm just going to run that on the lower lash line. Keep it really close to the eyeliner. I'm just really trying to embrace pastels and it's hard for me to do because I don't think it's very flattering on my skin tone. But then I see other people with medium tan complexions do pastel looks and I'm like, You know what? That looks great. I just need to not be scared. So this is not being scared. Okay, I need to go into this shade called Love, and I want to put that on the lower lash line as well, but I'm going to put it on the perimeter or the edge of the pink. So kind of like down here. I'm just going to blend. Obviously the top outer corner and the bottom outer corner don't really match, but that's okay. We can just meet them kind of there and just leave them there. They don't have to like blend. They can just kind of contrast and hang out on the outer corner. Okay, so for the inner corner, I want to use the shade called Love Train. It's like a white metallic. I'm just going to grab it on that same little brush I was using for the lower lash line. Give it a nice little bath. And tuck that in there. I should have probably cleaned the brush, but oh well. I'm a bit of a rebel sometimes. Okay, so I think that's the look. So let's go ahead and throw on some blush now because we know what color the look is. So I think I'm going to go with the blush shade from Hard Candy because it's a peachy color, and you guys know I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a good peachy shade. So let's go ahead and use our hand again instead of putting it directly on our face. And I love this Sigma brush. This is the airbrush Kabuki. It feels like you're using a beauty blender. It's so soft and it like applies cream products so nicely. And this color is pretty. It's like a really nice coral. And it's not too much. I think we might have a dupe on our hands for the Charlotte Tilbury, this color. The shade called Peach Pop. I think these are close. I don't want to compare them right now because I'm lazy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if you're at the drugstore, obviously the Charlotte Tilbury one is matte, and this one's like a glowy one. But still, how cute. Okay, I'm like impressed with that actually. Okay, I'm just putting more on because it's building up so nicely and it goes really nicely with the pastel look. Okay, Hard Candy. I'm impressed. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I think it's cute. So for highlighter, I do have this one from Milani. Not that I think this look needs a highlight, but we're here. So let's just try it out and see. This highlighter looked so dark in store. And I bought the shade 1, so let's see. What do you guys think? That's pretty. Okay. It's giving it a nice glow and it's blending nicely. It's not like caking up on my skin. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm excited for that. Cool. Nice. Just put a little bit on the Cupid's bow. A little on my chin. The radiance of this foundation is really popping right now, so I'm not going to go too crazy with the highlighter, but I think that highlighter is a winner. Okay, so we need to put mascara on and stuff like that and spray my face, but before that, I want to use one of these Chucky lip kits again. I did use this shade. Actually, I swatched both of them in my video yesterday, but this is like the neutral shade, so I wanted to put it on again for you guys because it's a new product and we're testing new products. So let me go ahead and try this again. Okay, so for me, lip liner has two purposes. Either you want to make your lips look like more accentuated, maybe even like overline them a little bit, make them look a little bit bigger. I know some of you that have fine lines on your lips like to use lip liner as kind of a barrier so it doesn't like feather out. I personally don't need lip liner for either of those things, but I literally have a cup full of lip liner, so I really try hard to incorporate lip liner into my makeup routine just to even use it up. But I'm just applying this lipstick now. But yeah, how cute is this color? It's like dark, but it's like a pretty mauve. And I think it goes with this look because it's like a neutral. I would have definitely worn like a brown nude, but I wanted to wear this lip product one more time just to show you guys on camera. So I think it pairs well with the pink though on the lower lash line. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, I'm running low on time, so I'm gonna spray my face, put on some mascara, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look and give you guys my quick thoughts. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. If you're wondering where my earrings are from, I got it from a brand that Amazon has dupes, but not this particular style. If I can still find the earrings, I'll put them in the description box below, but I got them quite a while ago, so I think they might be sold out, but I'll try and link at least other earrings from this brand that are similar that I have. So yeah, anyway, I love these. They just are like a vibe and they just go so perfectly with this color story. I had to put them on. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys the backstory on that. But this is the finished look. So let me know what you guys think. And let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff I tried out so I can give you guys my first impression thoughts on some of this new makeup. Okay, so like I said, I've tried this Juvia's Place foundation before. I was just trying out the color. I did go ahead and put some powder on. I put on the Charlotte Tilbury powder because I feel like it was very dewy and I just wanted a bit more of a matte look, so I did powder it a little bit. I think the shade is nice, but it's a little hard to tell because I ended up putting on 3 cream bronzers, so not 100% sure how that's going to turn out, but I will keep you guys posted. I will definitely continue to try this shade out. I really enjoyed this foundation, so I want to be able to have like a shade that works really well for me. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on how that works out in the long run as far as the shade goes, because I already know I like that foundation. Okay, as far as the highlighter goes, this Conceal Perfect Lunar 01 liquid highlighter from Milani was a win. I think it has the most beautiful lit from within look. I was not expecting that. I will say, based off of my first impression, I like this more than the Flower Beauty ones, because the Flower Beauty ones, I think they dry a little fast and they're a little harder to blend. This one was so nice. So yeah, if you're balling on a budget and you're looking for a drugstore liquid highlighter, I would highly recommend this one. Okay, so I was pleasantly surprised by the hard candy blushes and bronzers. I will say the bronzer shade, I would like to try out a darker shade, but it worked nice. It blended. It wasn't like too crazy to work with, and I don't feel like you're getting a ton of product. It's 33 fluid ounces. But I will try and remember to find the price and link it for you guys. I will say that the blush was my favorite of the two. I really like this color. It's very luminizing. It's so pretty. It's not overly pigmented, but I think I built it up really nicely. I think I did like 3 layers and I like the color. It's like a soft peachy color. So that was a win. I'm so glad I took a risk on that because I was not sure what to expect. I don't try a ton of drugstore, so that was a pleasant surprise. And then the Chucky lip liner and the lipstick are just something I wanted to use again because I only just got these yesterday, but I really like the lip liner. It's very creamy. The lipstick is very nice and creamy. It's not going to be one of those liquid lipsticks, like it's not going to stay on all day. You're probably going to have to reapply it, but it's a very comfortable satin lipstick, and I think this lip kit's like 15 bucks and the packaging is 10 out of 10, so really love that. And then as far as the Uma bronzer, I'm not sure about this shade. I think it's a little bit cool toned for me, and I feel like I could have maybe gone with a darker shade. I think the shade is just too light, so I might go check that out at the drugstore and see if I can find it in a deeper shade. I think they had some. It's just really hard to tell with bronzer because I don't want something that's too dark. I want my bronzer to look like bronzer, not like I have like a harsh like brown line on my face. So this one might be a little too light. This one, I think I made it work. I'm not sure if I think it's too dark for me, but I think actually it blended out really nicely. So this contour from Milani is another win because I really like how my skin looks Everything has dried down now, and yeah, I'm really curious to see how all of this wears on my face. If I have any problems, I'll let you guys know in the description box. I'll just leave a little note on how everything looked at the end of the night. And I'll probably just do like an Instagram story for you guys as well, just so you can see it. Overall, I really like all of the drugstore stuff I tried out today. And then let's go ahead and talk about the eyeshadow palette. Like I said, I don't do a lot of pastel looks, but over the last few years, I've definitely learned a thing or two on how to embrace them and make them work for my skin tone. Obviously, I'm not the only tan person on earth, I get that. But some people are just more comfortable with shades like this, and some people are still learning, and I'm definitely one of those people that's still learning. So I bought this mostly because I love Beaute and I love their eyeshadow palettes and I want every single one. And so yeah, I went ahead and picked it up, and I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I like this look. Now the dupe, or not really a dupe, but the palette that this one reminded me of that I couldn't think of, that one of you reminded me, was the Martine Cosmetics Martine Diner palette. So I just wanted to show you guys side by side. So if you have the Martine palette, you can definitely pull it out and use it, make it fun for yourself, and just like shop your stash. But if you wanted the Martine palette and you weren't able to get your hands on it, I would highly recommend checking out the one from Beaute because I like this formula. And I think that the shades, like the pastel shades, you have a few deeper options too, whereas the Martine one, those like spearmint shades, there's not any like, there's not like a dark blue shade if you need it, you know, whereas this one does have like that dark purpley matte as well if you wanted to deepen up the spearmint type colors. So this palette retails for 15 pounds, and then I think I paid like 20 pounds for express shipping. It did get to me relatively fast, but I did pay more for shipping than the value of the palette, which I think is a little bit hilarious. But I wanted to get it before like the end of the year, so I did splurge on express shipping. And yeah, overall it wasn't the worst experience, although my tracking didn't really work, so I wasn't sure when I was gonna get it. It just showed up yesterday, which I'm not mad about. So that is it for testing new makeup episode 7. Let me know, what was your favorite product in this video? Have you tried any of these products? Are you interested in trying any of them? I would love to hear down in the comments. I love chatting to you guys. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video tomorrow. Bye guys!